Hello, it's Sunday the 7th of March and English primary schools are bringing all their students back in tomorrow or this coming week. They've had a lot of students in all the way through, but all classes are coming back now. So it's perfect time to be talking about how we deal with classes and teach maths for the rest of the year as they come back. I covered reception class last week, giving 5 key points. It's year 1 this week, and I'll be working through the weeks one at a time. Through the years, sorry. So this is targeted at English year 1, but it can be used around the world for age 5 to 6 because the English year 1 curriculum is more challenging than any other in the world. So you can just leave bits out. Right, key messages. How we deal with classes after lockdown when some children have flown ahead, some have had great teaching, and some have been really disconnected. First thing, if you know your class, you know what's going on. If you're looking at this situation going, I know what to do with this, I've got this, I can go back to my scheme of work because I know most children have caught up and I've got a teaching assistant who can work with the few who haven't and give them some special attention. So if you've got a clear plan in your head, switch this video off. You don't need it. You can focus on other things. You've got enough on your plate. This video is for the teachers who are feeling a bit overwhelmed by this and would like some advice because they know they've got quite a few children who've been a bit all over the place, have a significant number of gaps, and they feel like they need to do things differently. So this video is for you if you're one of those teachers. So with expert primary maths teaching, the most expert teachers are those who work straight from the curriculum. And a year or two ago, I published guides that were page per term planning guides. So that's a half term. And I took them offline because I wasn't really happy with them and I needed to update them to link them to the videos. So I'm working through them 1 week at a time now, republishing them. And this is the year 1 guide ready to go. And that's half a term, and there's some codes here. So N3, if you look at that, N3, AS, that's number 0.3 in the national curriculum. The AS is addition and subtraction, 0.2, addition and subtraction, 0.3. It says which parts of the curriculum it's covering, and there's this linked curriculum document, which is just an extract from the national curriculum here. It's the year 1 part of the national curriculum, and that's the number section, and they're numbered. So you can very clearly see how this cross-links and covers everything. And you can look at the curriculum here and see which half term it's in. Now, what I'm going to suggest you do is look at these half terms as 2-week blocks and do what you can with them. And because this is so succinct and efficient and clear, you are going to be able to do that. I'll take you through it now. So in each half-term block, there are really 3 components to year 1 teaching. The first is work on the numbers to 20. So that's that section there. And in the rest of the half-terms, it just refers back to this, but suggests you do some different numbers. The second component is some work on the numbers to 100, which starts with the structure and works out. And each half term, it covers most of the curriculum, just working from a different structure and establishing the structure. And the third component is below the line here, and that's some of the applied maths. And that's split over the 6 half terms. So what I'm suggesting you do, think about it in this way, 2 weeks for each block. So what's in it? We need numbers to 20 running right through the rest of the year. So you need to assess what you think your children need. And a ballpark might be, well, I'm confident they know their numbers to 10 pretty well because they did that last year and we've done a lot of consolidation of that. Hi, if you're watching, if you've got questions, please do post them. That'd be great. So I might decide I'm going to start in week 1 with the number 10. And I'm going to do the partitions of 10. I'm going to do additions to 10. I'm going to missing number additions. I'm going to do subtractions from 10. And then in the second week, I'm going to move on to number 11 and I'm going to do 1 number to 20 per week. And that'll leave me with a little bit of time at the end of the year that'll leave me with a little bit of the time at the end of the year when I can mix up the numbers. So you've got your numbers to 20 going right through the rest of the year, so your children are going to become very secure on their teen numbers and practice them. So we're petitioning the number, 1 and 2 more, 1 and 2 less, visualising it as 5s and 1s, subtracting from it, but really seeing it, and doing lots of practice learning to write the number as digits and read it. And of course, there's the videos that you can link to that revise that if you'd like some extra input on teaching numbers to 20. So that needs to go right through the rest of your year. Then in each 2-week block, it gives you some advice on what you need to do with the numbers to 100. So the first whole term, so this is 4 weeks, is on working with developing this structure. The numbers to 100 as a line in tens, but without the digits written at this stage. So you can have really rich discussions about calculating and working with these. 1 or 2 more, 1 or 2 less, and so on. And all the curriculum references are there. Then in the third half term, so this is your third block of 2 weeks, we move on to a written number line with, and this, the purpose of that is to sort of overlay written numbers in digits onto this. So it's children still visualising this structure, but they're now reading the numbers instead of just talking about them. That's half term 3. In half term, and introduce arrow cards at the same time. Half term 4 is about number squares. So it's the same written numbers, just organised in a different way, makes children think slightly differently. So that's your weeks 7 and 8 of your return plan. Half term 5 is about individual objects, counting lots of objects, grouping them as tens, starting to see the beginnings of a base 10 structure. And then in half term 6, we do some work on multiplication and division using array. And there's videos for each of those to explain what to do. And then the applied maths. Again, all of this you can adapt depending on what you've already done and what you know your children already know. Applied maths, I'm suggesting 2 weeks, or we're half term in this plan, but 2 weeks as we've got on measure of, that's length, weight and capacity. So get some activities in so your children have some practical experience, have got that visual memory of what they did to connect vocabulary into. The second block I'm suggesting, thank you. The second block I'm suggesting time. So a couple of weeks doing some activities on time. The third one is some work, that's half term 5. I've gone to the third block on fraction, fourth on 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional shape, the fifth on money, and the sixth on position and direction. And there are videos for each of those. So hopefully you can listen to that and say, oh, well, my children wouldn't need that because we really did cover that before in September, so we don't need to do that. So it all gets simpler. Or you might look at one of the topics and say, well, we did that online and all children but these 4 really engaged and got it, but these 4 were offline at the time. So I can just set my teaching assistant to work on that. Or you could set your whole class doing a really nice craft activity for the afternoon and you could just sit and chat to those 4 children about it, to have a rich discussion with them, to develop, make sure that they get some proper input. But it is doable. You can get your head round what's left with these documents. So where can you get them from? You can get them from the file section in the Facebook group, which is Expert Primary Maths Teaching. And you can always find links and references to how to download all my files and worksheets at www.authenticmaths.co.uk/worksheets. I'll be posting these later today, and I'll also put a link to where to find them in the description of this video. Some people can't see it, depends what device you're on. If you're on a laptop, you should always be able to see the description of the video below it and get lots more information about it. So that's it, really. What else do I need to say? Oh yeah, I meant to say in the shape. Where would you find some rectangles? Can you see any rectangles in this room? My daughter's been making jewellery. I love it. Yep, I think that's it. So next week I will be back with advice and support for year 2 at the live stream, which is 9 o'clock on Sundays, British time. If you've any questions on anything about what I do, you can join me live and I will take your questions in real time. Hope to see you then. Good luck with what you're doing. You're all awesome. If there's anything I can do to help, please, please, please just ask. Have a good day. Bye for now.